Hi everyone. So this is probably not the best video to make, but hey, what's a couple months off? It has been a minute and I figured, you know what? Let's look at something that you guys have already probably seen before. And you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. So today we're gonna be reacting to some of the real life skate spots that I recreated in Skate 3 and see how they hold up and maybe some other informational stuff that comes out because of it. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to be reacting to is the El Toro 20 stair. So this was actually my first video on this channel, which is really cool. The reason why is obviously, the clickbait for having El Toro High School. Come on, that's insane. A lot of tricks have been done down this in real life. You look at like Chris Jocelyn's 360 flip. Well, technically not a land, but it really, I guess he said it wasn't, so fair enough. So I actually wanted to recreate it where it kind of looked kind of grimy and dirty. So I was actually referencing a clip from when Jaws was doing tricks for, I believe, his X Games Real Street part, or this might have been for Happy Medium. Like if you look from this clip of Jaws going over it, it's like the stairs look really gross. And so that's like directly what I'm referencing. Even though now I think the stairs have actually been destroyed and then rebuilt, and then now they're like skate stopped for whatever reason. The essence of recreating it is pretty simple. It's literally just making like a really wide 20 stair, having the rails on the sides, and then the one rail, if you're approaching the stair set, you want to have the rail on the left side, and like that's pretty much it. I'm really big on making the surrounding area as close as possible, to an extent of making it seem like it's how it actually is in real life, because to me that really, you can obviously always have like a recreation of a spot in a video game, but I personally like when there's like the actual surrounding stuff, because it actually makes you feel like you're there. Like almost like the idea of picturing if you like threw on a VR headset and you'd be transformed into there. That'd be kind of cool, but maybe for Skate 4. I don't know. We'll see. So I guess for about 7 years old, that's not too bad. Funny enough, I actually saw this from Garrett Ginner. He was skating it because I think it's on one of the top rated parks, but so that was kind of cool. So shout out to Garrett. Thanks for supporting my parks. This part, it's actually really easy. I made a tutorial on how to make this, the El Toro. It's very simple. You don't have to do it this crazy complex way that I did it. The next one is South Banks, London. So if you're not familiar with South Banks, London, it's a skate spot that's in, like, it's underneath, I believe, like some art center that was a DIY spot, and then now it is I think it's like technically a skate spot, like where like the city's like, hey, you can skate here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, if we look at some footage here, yeah, long live South Banks. I remember seeing like a big social media campaign. Oh, that's cool. Look at that footage from the 70s. Okay, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that. Obviously now it's all like graffitied, which in a sense I personally think looks really cool. So if we look at my version of it, I had this really like cinematic intro for the video I made. I think this was already almost 3 years ago. So if you notice from my version, immediately you can't do the graffiti thing. Now you could, if the graphics creator was working, make like a graffiti graphic and then have it on all the pieces, but that would actually be pretty difficult to do, and it really wouldn't look that good because it'd be the same one graphic on every single piece of the park, so it would just look like it just would not look good. So I basically unintentionally recreated it from the 70s because it just looks so barren. And funny enough, like if you look on the right side, there's the one wall. You can actually use this piece from the After Dark DLC where it has like graffiti-ish on there. But even then, compared to what it looks like in real life, it looks like there's like 3 pieces. It's not sufficient, but actually very simple park. It's just, again, it's just, and it implies in the names, it's literally just some banks on a few ledges and some rails. Like that's it. So that's what's kind of cool about it. So it's I like that, the simplicity of it. Definitely needed merge to make some of these banks. If you notice, I made some water there and it kind of just goes onto oblivion. Not oblivion, but it just goes onto the extent of the park, but it does feel like you're in a city. Again, I always say this in my tutorials is that, the way that the park creator is, you're actually pretty limited in the surrounding areas and what you can do. So if you look actually on the Skater XL community, I've seen some really cool parks where essentially for the background, they can actually have like images, and that'd be something that'd be really cool to have in Skate 4, to be able to like choose the background or like somehow upload an image, but I know there might be some copyright issues with that. It works good for this because it's in London anyways, and you still get the vibe that you're there, again, pretty simple recreation. So the next one is Nyjah Huston's private skate park. And we're looking at this video from Architectural Digest. Yeah, this park is, it's really cool. It's very like Skate 3 friendly to build. Again, it's just some simple stairs and ledges and some banks and some quarter pipes, which I guess that could be literally any park that I just described right there. All right, sorry for the interruption, but my audio thing messed up for like 30 seconds, but it should get back to normal. All right, resume the video. The cool thing about his park is that it's actually, I believe the way that the actual process is that it's built like out of like a wooden frame and then they lay concrete on top of it, which is really cool. In Skate 3, it's really easy to do that because the main like thing that everybody uses and what I personally use is concrete. So again, made it even easier and like to make, you know, recreate that. Obviously the artwork, you know, that would be really cool to be able to somehow do that. But again, it's just like really impossible. I'm sure if you were able to mod it on like a Skater XL type thing, you could like, you know, somehow get an image of it and then turn that into a texture or something like that. Again, for Skate 3 limitations, unfortunately, just not really possible. The cool thing about creating indoor parks versus outdoor parks in Skate is that you can actually customize essentially, like I was talking about the essence of like an outdoor park, how you can't recreate exactly. For indoor parks, you can get really close to it. You can actually customize the ceiling how it actually is. I don't do too many indoor parks because personally, I think they're kind of boring. That's just me. I feel like outdoor, you can get a little bit more creative with stuff. So if you notice in this park and the previous two is that I actually build the parks floating up. And for those who are either just a casual Skate 3 person or just are watching this for whatever reason, the reason why I do that, again, is so I can customize all the textures around it. And basically, if I lift the park up, I can stick objects deeper down into the ground and really customize it to exactly how it is. Versus if you use what they had in the game, like you can only stick certain objects like about halfway through, which really limits what you can actually do with the park objects that are available. And also the texture, again, that's like the biggest thing. I'm sure like people who are familiar with game design they're probably just quaking. I'm maybe using wrong terms. You can actually rewatch. I made a whole series. I believe there's like 9 episodes of me recreating this park. I don't know how old they are, but definitely, if you want to build it, you can go check it out. Or I think it's uploaded somewhere. I don't know how to get my parks now in 2020. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of this remake. I think it looks as close as you could in Skate. I don't know. I haven't seen a better version. Not to hype my stuff up, but it's really not the most complex park. It's just getting the sizing down. That's the biggest thing. Oh yeah, see, that's really cool. So I tried to make the monster logo with hedges, which again, you know, that's just trying to be creative as possible in Skate. The final park that we're going to react to is the animal chin ramp. So if you're not familiar with this park, this was a ramp that was built in the 80s for the Bones Brigade, the Search for Animal Chin video. They built this half pipe. I think it was only out for a couple days and then they destroyed it. I mean, it looks like a really cool, from that aerial footage, that looks really awesome. But it's funny, from this angle, it looks really small, and this will definitely be probably the weakest remake that I did, because it doesn't really look exactly alike. All right, I'm gonna pause it right here. So if you see where this ramp is, they're obviously on some hill in California, and there's just trees, and then there's the sky. You can't really get that exactly in Skate. That's where stuff in Skater XL, or hopefully maybe for Skate 4, they'll have some more variety of options for the surrounding area. Again, you'll see that in my recreation, because it really doesn't look exactly alike. Especially, it doesn't help that you're surrounded by a city. It would be really cool. It'd be awesome to be able to just do the control the day-night cycle, even more so. You could have it where it's always noon, or always, it's golden hour or something, even though they have the night mode. But I think it'd be cooler to be able to really fine-tune it to exactly what you want. So if we look at my version of it, yeah, I made this really kind of quirky, totally parodying the video. But if you notice, mine looks pretty big. I get the essence of it, but it's definitely doesn't look exactly alike. I think for the sake of this tutorial, I made it so essentially anybody that has a version of Skate could make this. So there's no DLC and there's no merge glitch. And merge glitch is where the game has a predetermined amount of objects that you can put into each other. It's I think it's only 3. And with this glitch, you can actually do it where it's unlimited. So you bypass some, I don't know how it works, but essentially you can do it unlimited. And that's how I made the previous 3-4 parks. Again, this is another park. If you want to check it out, you can watch the video and learn how to recreate it. Even though, I didn't do it exactly, but it would be interesting to redo it, but try to make it as close as possible. Especially, I didn't use the reference image for the video we just looked at, because it looks really small from that angle, and like versus mine's like probably sized up like almost, it seems like it's almost double the amount of size. So again, that would be kind of cool to see. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave that like button, comment down below what your favorite part was. And anyways, my name is Chris, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.